Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Andy. Andy is from Ecuador, but he lives in New Jersey in the USA. So let's see what Andy has to say. Enjoy the interview. Okay. So, hello, Andy. How are you?
I am good, William. I'm good. Just a little nervous, but I'm good.
It's okay. I think everyone here, most of the people, they feel a bit nervous in the beginning. They feel a little bit, but after through the interview, they get relaxed. What you drinking, by the way?
Oh, I'm just plain coffee.
Do
Yeah.
you, do you drink coffee every day?
Yes. Every morning I wake up, make some coffee, make some breakfast, or
Mm,
sometimes I go to my mom. She lives just nearby, and I go
ama-
visit her.
amazing. Do you consider yourself to be more of a day or night person?
Night person. I'm not a morning person.
Always been?
Uh, Maybe not always. I used to be a morning person just when I was younger. I used to
Uh-huh.
go to high school early in the morning or college early in the morning.
Do you have like a routine every morning that you do every morning or not? Like a routine that you kind of follow?
My morning routine would be wake up, make my bed, make some coffee, take my medication, my vitamins,
Yeah.
make breakfast, and yeah, and just check what I'm gonna do for the day, and then I start logging in for work.
I see. Okay, and so tell me, where are you from?
I am from Ecuador. I'm from the coast of Ecuador.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Born and raised?
Yes, born and raised. I came to the US when I was 17 years old.
Okay. And where are you based right now in the US?
I live in New Jersey.
So tell me, why the change from Ecuador to New Jersey in the US?
Oh, yeah, the reason was that when I was there, I just graduated from high school in February, and my family was asking me if I wanted to come to the US like for good. I say yes. We did the paperwork, and then I got my visa in August. And I had to make a choice if I really wanted to come here or if I wanted to just stay. I thought that, okay, I have my family, I have a place to live. I was living at my parents'.
Uh-huh.
I already started college. I was on my first semester,
Okay.
and I had my friends and everyone that I grew up with. So I was thinking maybe I should stay. What made me come to the U.S. was the economy of the country.
I
It
see.
was declining, and also crime was increasing. I got robbed in the bus a couple of times,
Wow.
and that's when I said I have to leave the country.
Wow. And I believe that the capital of Ecuador is Quito, isn't it? If
Mhm.
I'm, yeah. So tell me, how far are you from Quito when you're living there in Ecuador?
It's in a 8 hour drive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
a
I see.
45-minute flight.
So before you moved to the US, you already had your mom living there. You had some family members living there in the US.
Not quite. My dad and my sister came here first.
Okay.
I already had family here, like my aunt, my grandmother when she was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. And yeah, my dad and my sister came here first. Then I came here. Then my mom came here after.
I see. And what do you do for work, for living, Andy?
I am a software engineer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a software engineer by day, and I make adult content on my spare
Wow.
time.
So walk me through a little bit more about your day job. Tell me how your journey started.
Everything started when I was 8 years old. It's funny that it was thanks to one of my sisters. She took me to a cyber cafe. A cyber cafe in Ecuador is a place where you can rent computers.
Yeah.
We didn't own a computer, so my sister asked me to go with her to the cyber cafe. She took me there. I saw a computer for the first time. I was mesmerized about what she was doing. I was asking her every I was asking her everything, and then she rented a computer for me. And I was
Wow.
playing on Microsoft Paint, checking out the internet, what it was. And then I came back home and then I told my mom, like, I wanna go to school. I wanna go to school. I wanna learn this. And
Wow.
she put me on like computer classes, like after school. She put me in computer classes. After that, I loved it, and then I became the software engineer I am right now.
Amazing. My God. So
Mhm.
you found your path in life very early, early age.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Before that, I didn't know what to be. I wanted to be
Mhm.
either a veterinarian
Yeah.
or what else I wanted to be? An astronaut.
Wow.
That was like my goals.
Amazing. Okay,
Mhm.
so before we start our journey, Will in the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Something interesting about myself that people don't think I'm nice, even though people. I mean, people. I no. Something interesting is that people have a different conception of me when they see me online, when they meet me, before they meet me. Um, I have a couple of surprises because um, when I tell people, "Oh, I'm a software engineer," they yeah, they get surprised. They say, "Wow, you look like that, and you're a software engineer." I'm like, "Yeah, we exist." Or I do mixed martial arts on my
Wow.
spare time.
Wow.
I love to travel. I love Pokemon. Yeah, so yeah, it would be like the interesting parts.
You said you love Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon.
I can see two behind of you now. There are two there on the corner. I can see in the corner behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Oh my
front
God,
of
more than one. It's a few of them.
yeah, all of the EV evolutions are there.
Amazing. Okay, and so during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your careers and also about your life. Okay?
Mhm.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of view?
Sure.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Mhm.
Let's do it. Yes, you can always join me dancing.
All
So
right.
before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? Right. First question for you is, where do you want to be in 10 years time from now?
In 10 years time from now, where I want to be. In 10 years from now, we in my what mid 40s. So where I want to be somewhere warmer. I want to be uh well, I want to own property. I want
Mm-hmm.
to have like a uh stay within my career of computer science. I want to
Yeah,
stay there, but I pursue higher education. And then when it comes to my content creation, um, I don't know where I'll be there in 20 years, but so far I feel like I'm in the right path with it.
amazing. And do you see yourself living in New Jersey for a long period?
But yes, I've been living here since for 17 years.
17 years, I see.
Mhm.
And you get to go back to visit families, to your family back in Ecuador or not?
Yeah, I used to do that a lot. I used to do that a lot. I stopped after 2022.
Mm-hmm.
That was my last trip, and I haven't been back since because unfortunately the country is not safe. So
Wow,
um, I wanna go. I miss it. I wanna go to places, like visit places, see my family, see my friends. Unfortunately, it's not safe right now.
I see. Okay.
Mhm.
Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Andy. Next question is, when
Mhm.
have you been the most happy?
When was I the most happy? The happiest I've been was after I became single. Once I became single, I became the happiest.
Tell
I
me about it.
realized a lot. I realized a lot about things. I was in a, I mean, the longest relationship that I've been is was a 3 years and a half old
Okay.
and a half long. And
Okay.
after the breakup, while I was healing, I discovered new things about myself. I discovered things that I can do on my own. I started traveling a lot, and that's when I started to like be happy again. I said, I'm the happiest. I accept myself more. My
Hmm.
family accepts me.
Wow.
So yeah,
Do you believe that happiness is a choice?
yes, it is a choice.
Tell me why.
Why? Because yeah, you can choose. You choose your own path in life. You choose to be the victim of all of your traumas, or you choose
Hmm.
to be the survivor and work on yourself and change things. Because if you don't change who you are, that's gonna go to the next person. You're not gonna be able to love anybody if
I
you cannot love yourself.
see. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Right. So before the next question, tell me how the opportunity came along for you to start create adult content. Tell me when everything started.
Everything started in my early 20s. Actually, everything started in my early 20s. I wanted to do it, but I did my research about like how much you get paid if you can make a living solely on content creation. Uh, from my sources, I concluded that it's very, very difficult to make a good living when you start. So I decided to leave that for another time, focus on
Hmm.
college. I graduated, got my college degree and everything, got a stable job. And then when I was in a relationship, I wanted to try it. That was during COVID when I learned about OnlyFans.
Hmm.
I asked my partner at the time, I asked him, hey, do you want to try this together? He said, no, I don't want to do it. And then I asked him, okay, how about if I do it by myself, just solo videos? He said, I don't want my partner to get exposed. So, okay, I respected him. So I didn't do anything. Then after the breakup, that's when I had to think about it if I really wanted to do this. So I thought for like I thought about it for like 6 months, and that's when I made the decision. Like I want to do it.
I see. And
Mhm.
what do you like the most about creating adult content? What is the biggest joy of it? And the opposite, what do you find most challenging about the career?
The biggest joy of it is that you can explore all of your you can explore your creativity and you can explore your sexuality a lot, and also you get to travel and meet new people.
Hmm.
The 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 downside of it would be uh, it's not as enjoyable as off camera because when you are, I mean, my experience when you are doing everything in front of the camera, you have to worry about the angle, uh, the lighting, the outfit. If you want to wear an outfit, you have to make sure that there's no shadows blocking anything.
I see.
Also, the position, you cannot be in the same position because that gets boring. So you need different positions, move the cameras around in case you're doing tripod. Now, and when you have a cameraman, also you have to work, you have to make sure that the cameraman has access to what's going on.
I see. So
Mm.
for you, for example, when you're going to do a creation, yeah, with someone, how long does it take from the beginning until the end, more or less?
I would say an hour and a half in between breaks, in between breaks and in between moving cameras. And
One
also
hour.
the temperature because it's summer, so I cannot have the AC on while I'm recording.
Oh, I
So
see.
I cool down the place, and when it gets hot, we stop, cool down the place again, and then resume after the place is cooled down again.
I see. Okay. Next question is, when was the last time that you cried and why?
When was the last time that I won?
That you cried.
When was the last time I cried and why? That was 2022. I mean, everything is gonna go back to my healing, to the year I was healing from the breakup. 2022. That was when I was crying because I had to trigger myself to cry, to let everything out. And I was using songs that were reminding me of what I went through and what I should be doing. And I remember crying in front of while I was driving, like hitting and punching the steering wheel because I got so angry. And I was not crying because I was missing the person. I was crying because everything that I allowed.
Mm-hmm.
I was crying out of frustration, out of anger about myself, about everything that I allowed during the time that I was in the relationship.
Yeah, in the end of the day, and I believe that everything counts. I'm sure you became a better person. You learned a lot. Sometimes we learn things going through it. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
the way. I know it's sometimes you feel frustrated. Sometimes you feel like, oh my God, how did I let myself be in that situation?
Mm.
However, it meant to be this way, and I'm sure you are the person you are today. How long did it take for you to get over that relationship? When you finish, how long took for you to go like, okay, now I can breathe. Everything is clear now.
It took me like a year and a half. A year and a
Wow.
half. Yes, a year and a half to say, okay, I'm cool. The memories come and go. They don't
Mhm.
affect me. They don't bother me. Songs don't trigger me. I used to hear I have heard the song that used to represent us.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't bother me. I don't doesn't bother me anymore.
It's in,
So
it's interesting those songs because those songs when you listen to it takes you there. But some when you are completely healed, when it plays the song, you're like, oh my God, it doesn't mean anything anymore. It's amazing how the
yeah,
connection is there. I love it.
yeah. There's no psychological connection. There's just like okay, cool. This song reminds me of the video game, or reminds me of this quote,
Yeah.
but never of the person.
And even if you remember the person, it doesn't you don't it doesn't feel the same way as before. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yes.
See, ready for another question?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next one. Hey, Andy from New Jersey. Okay, next question is, if you could be in somebody's place, yeah, in somebody's skin for 24 hours for any reason, who that would be and why?
Yes, I would be the closest person to me, which is my mother, because she has told me like everything that she went through. Um, if I were to be in her shoes, in her skin for 24 hours, it would help me understand her better, what she's going through, um, without regards of any time in her life where she was a child or a adult. I will help me understand her better, like why she is the way she is. I I have been having like um, talks with her, like very personal conversations, and she has revealed things that I didn't know, which yeah
Wow,
made me cry about. So
wow.
yeah,
Is your mom the closest person in your family that you feel more close to?
yeah, yeah.
Right. So let's see that she's watching this interview right now and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message right now. What would you say? She's watching.
um, well, I have to be in Spanish because she doesn't speak
Yes,
English.
say in English and after in
Um,
Spanish. Or
okay, I
you,
would tell her, Mom, I love you. Thank you so much for sacrificing so much for all of us. Um, I know that it hasn't been easy raising 7 kids pretty much by yourself.
7 kids.
So it was, I did my best on being a good son.
Wow.
And I'm not ashamed of you. I will not be ashamed of you. In fact, I'm very proud of you.
Wow. Now you can say in Spanish now.
Oh, say, Mommy, uh, nomás le quiero decir que la quiero mucho, que muchas gracias por sacrificar todo lo que usted hizo por nosotros y que yo entiendo que no fue fácil criar a siete niños, 7 muchachos. Um, Y bueno, nomás le quiero decir que yo no me estoy avergonzando de usted, más bien yo estoy orgulloso de que usted sea mi mamá y la quiero mucho.
Beautiful. My God, I got goosebumps now. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What's her name?
Irma.
Emma. Kiss from me, okay? Oh, beautiful. Next question, let's do it. Before the next question, you talk about family. Tell me how was for you growing up as a gay boy back in Ecuador? Tell me your experience. Did you have the support of your family? It was easy for you, or tell me a little bit about your experience.
Uh, it was not easy for me. I started to feel attraction for guys when I was 10, 11. That's when I started understanding it, what it meant. When I
Mhm.
was like a little kid, like 5, 6, I found other boys cute, but I didn't know why. I couldn't understand it. It was when I was a teenager when I started realizing. I never came out to my family until I was 28.
Wow.
Yes, because my dad and my oldest brothers, they noticed very feminine mannerisms on me. They put me in military school.
Wow.
Yeah, because they said, "Oh, something's going on with you. You look very feminine. You talk feminine. You talk like a girl. We're gonna put you in military school because you need to be straightened up." Mine and my oldest brother, my two of my oldest brother went to military school.
Mhm.
So my dad, not for the for other reasons, but my dad, he put me in military school. Um, I mean, little did he know that made me even gayer because I was with guys and it was like a lot of guys there compared to women. Yeah, it pretty much fed my attraction even more to what I want. So
Interesting.
yeah, and then, but of course, I always kept a low profile because I had to disguise myself. I had to correct the way I walk so
Wow.
nobody would notice. I had to correct the way I talk so nobody will notice. And my mannerisms, I had to like remove them completely out of my life.
Wow.
And I also hid the fact that I love Pokemon because people would make fun of me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was when I came to the US. I think it was when I was 25
Mhm.
after I graduated. And that's when I realized that, okay, school is over. There's nothing else to focus on. Now all you have is yourself. So that's when I started like thinking like it's time for me to come out. So I came out at 28. Um, it's been it was a process.
Yeah, I think all of us we go through that process. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if your parents support you or family. But there's always understanding, even to understand ourselves. Because, as you
Mhm.
said, I remember as well back in Brazil when I was, when I was your age, 11. I remember I was playing volleyball. I was traveling a lot, and sometimes I remember I was showering with like a few like boys that are the same age, the same like shower, like different showers, but open showers. And I remember look at them. I was like, oh my, I felt this feeling that I never felt before. And I was like, oh my God, what's that? And I couldn't understand either. You know what I mean? I knew was something there, but I didn't have information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's always a journey that we go through. There's always a way. And it makes it even more difficult if we don't have information, we don't have the support of our parents, our family, because they're the safe place to be. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it can be
Yeah.
a bit tricky. But anyway, I think again back to the point, everything counts. It just makes the person we are today. So always grateful.
Yeah.
Next question is, where is the most exotic place have you ever been?
The most exotic place that I've ever been. Uh, Baños. Baños in Ecuador.
Tell me
It's
about it.
something, yeah, Baños is the most exotic place that I've been because they have let me translate it, the the devil's cauldron, like a pot.
Okay.
So it's some like when as you go down the pot in a circle, you will see a bunch of rainbows going pointing at different directions.
Really?
You will see so many waterfalls as you go down,
Wow,
and as you keep going down, you will see rainbow after rainbow after rainbow.
that's amazing.
And that was amazing. I went there with one of my nieces. I took her there,
Uh-huh.
and both of us were, um, we went crazy, like so many rainbows left and right.
Wow.
Mm.
So the name is Baños.
Baños, Ecuador.
Wow. I'm gonna Google afterwards. I'm so curious now about the place. Wow, that's amazing.
Mm.
And how far is this place from Quito?
From not sure, probably roughly I would say 3 hours, four.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
might be wrong, but I know from Guayaquil. I'm from Guayaquil, from the coast. So
Okay.
from Guayaquil to Baños, I remember it took us about 6 hours by bus.
I see. Okay.
Mhm.
3 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Right. Before the next question, talking about Ecuador, I'm going to tell you something. I had here on the show people all over the world. Yeah. People from every continent, like every part of the world. If I have over 1,000 people here already on the show, if I'm not wrong, and you are my first guest from Ecuador. Yeah.
No way.
Yes, if I'm not wrong, because apologize if I had other guests, but I don't think I ever had a guest from Ecuador. So imagine, amazing. I'm so glad that we are connecting now because, again, another flag there on the magic box. My question for you
Another.
is, my question for you is, I've never been to Ecuador before, you know, and if I would come to Ecuador, to Quito, or, or the country itself, tell me where is a place that I cannot miss it? What's the postcard of Ecuador? What would you suggest for a person comes for the first time to the country?
They tend to visit other places, especially three places: Quito, Guayaquil, and Galapagos.
Why those
So
places? Tell me why those 3 places.
because Galapagos has so much nature
Okay.
that you can see the sea lions just like next to you, laying down. Like you're on your phone, there's a sea lion next to you.
Wow.
You see so many exotic animals. Uh, you can eat like really good food over there. The water the water on the shore is crystal clear, and you can as you're swimming, you're around the fish. So and the birds, they are so friendly. Like you can just walk there and they lay on top of you. That's
Wow.
Galapagos. Guayaquil, it's a lot of the coast and a lot of the food
Hmm.
and a lot of the shoreline.
Okay.
So you have to visit the shoreline. When you go to Guayaquil, you have to visit the shoreline. Like you will see all of the different beaches. And
Wow.
if you go to the highlands, that's the cold area. I mean, you have to visit Baños, Cuenca.
Uh-huh.
Cuenca has a lot of history. It's very rich in history,
Okay.
and they have really good food, like traditional food.
What's the
And
most
also,
traditional food in Ecuador?
I'm sorry,
What's the most traditional food in Ecuador?
in Ecuador, from the coast, I would say encebollado. Encebollado is like it's tuna soup.
Ah, okay.
Tuna soup. When I was at the high in the highlands in the cold area, I've only been to two places in the highlands, Baños and Cuenca. So I would say the fritada, which is we'll say fried pork.
Wow.
Galapagos, when I went there, uh, what's the name of that? Lobster. That was the
Okay.
most delicious thing I had. It was like a gigantic lobster for like $5.
Wow.
For like gigantic. I'm like, wow. So
Amazing.
I would recommend that.
Okay. Good. I put it in my list, okay? But I'm so curious about Baños. I'm really curious about Baños now. That's for sure. Next question is, if you could change something yourself or about yourself, what that would be?
What would be, of course, my anxiety?
Tell me about it.
It um it used to. I mean, it got worse for the point that I have gotten panic attacks lately, but now I'm like controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
My anxiety started, I would say, when I was a teenager. It was a
Wow.
combination of me being in the closet,
Mm-hmm.
graduating, no, finishing school fast, my
Okay.
parents separating, um, the relationship, taking care of my mom after my dad left us. So all that built up a big amount of anxiety. Like I would love to change that so that I would I don't regret the things I've done, but if I could change, if I can get rid of my anxiety, it will help me make decisions faster and not to worry too much about the things that I know are in my control, but for some reason I think that it's impossible for me.
I see. And the opposite, when you think about yourself, tell me something. What do you like the most about being you? What do you like the most about being Andy?
What I like the most about myself is that I love to listen to advice.
Okay.
When somebody tells me, "Oh, you should try this," I will try it. I'm a hard worker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a good person. I'm a hard worker. I love to learn on my own. I love to learn things on my own. I am very independent to the point that I
Mm-hmm.
became like kind of hyper independent.
Wow.
Like I like life taught me to find the answers myself.
What's the meaning of life for you?
The meaning of life for me is to leave a legacy, to have people, you not necessarily children, but know people around you that will remember you for something, that they will learn from you what, like you can say this person taught me to be more consistent, to stay on track, to stay on top of the things so that I can achieve my goal. For me, it's to pass down to the next generation.
Amazing. What's your star sign astrology, Andy?
Libra.
Libra.
Hmm.
October?
Yes, October Libra.
See, it's interesting you saying that. You know, you come across a very calm person, a very chilled person. You know, talking to you now. I don't know if it's because you were a bit nervous before, but you come across a very calm, understanding person. I'm sure people they feel very open to talk to you, to to talk about things themselves. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was, yeah.
you have this thing about talking to you. I can feel this vibe of you that you're very calm and you're a good listener as well. That what I
Mhm.
can see. Amazing.
Thank you.
Two questions left. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, next question is, if someone offered to tell your future, would you accept it or not, and why?
Mhm. No, no, because um, I would already be anxious already by the answer. Like, no, I'd rather not know. I'd rather just let the future surprise me. And like, I think it will make it more interesting because if you already know what's coming, then why are you thinking? Why are you trying to choose the best path? So I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather just have the future surprise me.
See. And back to your profession, your daytime job. What do you like the most about being engineer? What's the biggest joy of it?
What the biggest joy is that I can be very creative with my programs.
Yeah.
I love to. My boss is very chill. He always tells me like, "Oh, you can take as much time, you can take as many days off you want, but he wants a project done by the date." So what I love about it is I can be very creative. I can like um, learn new things,
Mm-hmm.
form the names for the projects. I can play around with colors, with designs, with solutions to make things faster and better. And yeah, and then I learned something that I put in my life is that the simple the better.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
I see. All right. Ready for the last question?
sure.
Let's do it. Last one. But before the last question, I'm going to ask a question in two parts. Yeah. The first part of the question is, if you could choose anyone in the world to do a collaboration with you, which person that would be?
Oh my God, that's a very good question because it would definitely have to be an OG content creator, like somebody that have done this for years, for years. No,
Okay.
nobody new, nobody from recent. Uh, I'm in between Victor Rom and oh my God, forgot his name. Rocco Steel. Rocco
Okay.
Steel, the two. Them two. And the other one that I saw was uh Devan Franco. I think is his name. Devan Franco.
And they
So
live in America as well? They live in the US or not?
um two of them don't live in the US. Victor Rom lives outside of the US and Rocco still lives outside of the US. I don't know about Devan Franco, but among all three, I would love to collaborate with Rocco Steel first. Um, yeah, I mean, I have contacted him. He follows me, but yeah, it's a matter of scheduling time. If he's still interested on doing it, I'm interested. Um, but yeah, I mean, I can tell you a story about someone that I met.
Uh-huh.
So I met Dallas Steele. I met him for the first time, and I have seen his work.
Uh-huh.
He's done movies for a while, and when I met him, I told him in person, like, it's very humbling to be here with you. I'm very fan of your work. Like,
Wow.
I'm very nervous. Like, if I'm very humbled to meet you. Like, to me, it was like meeting an idol. Like, wow. I, yeah, I smile. I said, I'm nervous. Like, I'm very happy to meet you. I'm a fan of yours. And very humbling experience to meet you. And he's the nicest person I ever met in the industry. One of the nicest, actually. One of the nicest person.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Amazing. It's
yeah.
good to connect with people that we have some connection, some admiration, you know what I mean? And when
Mhm.
you meet in person, I think I'm sure the work went very well, I'm sure. The
Yeah,
collaboration.
it went great. It was fun. But yeah,
Amazing.
it was fun to meet him.
Amazing. Okay. Last question is, tell us about your first kiss and your first love.
My first kiss was in high school with this girl. Um, we were just talking for days. Then I don't. Yeah, we were just talking, and then we became like a couple. Yeah, we used to make out. I mean, my first kiss, I was nervous. It was yeah, I was nervous. It was different. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Then my first love, it was with a guy as I was after I came out. No, I was while I was in the process of coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first love because when I started to explore being with men,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I met this guy, and then at first it was mostly just sexual, just meet up, do the thing, and then everybody go their way. Then we started to hang out and get to know him and get to know more about him. And then that's when I started to realize that I like him, and then I started to love him. And that
Wow.
was confusing to me because I've never loved a man before. I never
Oh,
loved another man before. So
sweet.
that's when I realized that I can love another man.
Wow. That's a beautiful
And
story. I love that.
yeah, and we're still friends. He knows. He
Oh,
knows that he was the first guy that I ever fell in love with.
I can see him smiling right now watching this interview.
Yeah, he will be smiling.
Amazing. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? One word for money,
Money, pocket,
family,
family, mom,
fear,
beer, coaster,
Life,
life, happiness,
love,
love, damn, love, passion,
okay? Sex,
oh, wild,
ooh, religion,
religion, peace,
friendship,
friendship, love,
desire,
desire, material things,
okay? Regret,
regret, future,
success,
success, hard work,
wish,
wish,
yeah,
wish, believing,
okay? Happiness,
emptiness,
no,
loneliness,
happiness,
happiness,
yeah.
happiness. It will be independence,
One word for New Jersey,
New Jersey. Uh, oh my God, I forgot the name. Diners.
okay? One word for Ecuador,
One word for Ecuador, food.
one word for engineer,
Engineer, math.
one word for adult content creator.
Angles.
Oh, I like that.
Angle.
And the last one now, Pokemon, one word.
Pokemon, fairies.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your mom for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Andy in one positive word and one negative word only. What she would say?
She would say hardworking as a positive word. Negative word is very, very stubborn.
Interesting. Okay. Let's play now Andy and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. Before you ask me the question, what's your favorite Spanish word?
My favorite Spanish words. Oh my God. um, Never thought of it. My favorite Spanish word. Papi.
Papi.
Yeah,
Okay.
papi. Yeah,
Which means
papi. Like
father.
it means father or like it's like a
Slang,
yeah. It
nickname.
would be a nickname when you want to approach someone in a very informal way. No, when you want to flirt with someone, or if you want to like use like a pet name for a partner,
I see.
or it means father in very, very, very informal.
I see. Interesting because I've been called already Papi. Somebody, I talked to someone and said, "Oh, hello, Papi." You know what I mean? And I felt like was a very like a dear approach, like something nice. That's
Yeah,
how
it depends on the context, but yeah, it's a very like welcoming way to, like, very welcoming word.
you can ask me a question now, Andy.
Um, yes. Have you had an interview where the other person broke down in tears, like they got triggered?
Oh my God, very good question. Very good question. Yes, I have. Actually, I have a few people
Mhm.
on the show that, for I can tell you last night, actually, there was an interview, came alive for a lovely man from, he's English, but he lives in Thailand. And the question was, which person in your family are more close, something like that. And he talked about his grandfather and he started crying. Actually, if you go to my stories, you can. I shared like not long ago a clip of a lovely girl, a young lady from the US, and she got emotional from the beginning until the end of the interview. And actually, she does adult content creator as well. She's beautiful, and she again talking about her family, about her dad, about and I was expecting that. Actually, I was in Brazil doing the interview when I did the interview. I remember now I was in Brazil, and I was expecting her to be so emotional. I think she was one of those days, you know what I mean, when we are sensitive, you're not. And she was literally crying through the interview, like every question was getting back her to some parts of her life. I had a lot of a gentleman as well come to my mind now that again about family. He cried. So yes, I had a few people here that even myself. I had an interview with a lovely man from New York City, and he asked me a question at the end that it made me cry. I got in tears as well. So yes, answer to your question, I had a few people here that they felt emotional. I think the question sometimes makes you, go in a journey or remember something like, as I said, any trigger or something that gets you emotional. And
Mhm.
I think that's what I feel like the show is very personal and it's very you know uh, I love doing the show because sometimes not because people cry, but sometimes because people they get to, they feel so comfortable. I think for you to cry, you need to be in a comfortable place or in a safe
Mhm.
place. You know what I mean? You wouldn't cry just anywhere. And I think people when people get emotional when they start talking about things, I feel happy because somehow they feel safe and they feel like they can talk about it. And crying it can be a beautiful thing as well. It can be about
Mhm.
healing, can be about showing your emotions. I think crying is a good thing as well. So yeah, back to your question. And actually, nobody ever asked me this question before.
Mhm.
Wow, you
I
you
was
nailed.
curious. I was
Yeah,
curious because I don't know if the people that you interviewed they have that expectations on themselves to be very happy and outgoing and just show what trying to like keep a barrier within the emotions.
I see. No, no, no. People they hear again. Even myself, sometimes I forget that I'm recorded. Just remember when I see here the sign here, and some people they forget as well. And sometimes, and people they talk about so personal things that they don't realize how personal it is. And sometimes when I'm editing the interview, I spot it and I check with them if I can, keep or not, because it sometimes can be very personal. And understand they
Mhm.
get so into the show that sometimes they forget or they don't realize they are talking about something very personal. You know what I mean? And I receive as well. It happened to me as well that after the interview, somebody sent me a message. Oh, William, I just want to know, can you cut off this part because I completely got so into it, and I think that will be so. Yeah, answer to your questions, yes, people here they can get very emotional, and I had so many situations that people they cried, they got emotional, they shared a lot of like personal things about themselves, not just about that, but to help people as well. And sometimes I double check with them and they go like, no, William, please keep it because this story can help other people as well. So yeah, there's a lot of emotion happening here. So yeah, answer to your question, yes, people they already
Mhm.
cried here, yeah, for sure.
Good.
Did you enjoy the interview, Andy?
Yeah, it was fun. I was very nervous at first. Nervous at not sure what was gonna be asked, and then I was getting like more and more comfortable with it.
Thank you so much. First of all, thanks for being my first guest from Ecuador. Oh my God, amazing. I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy about that. And thanks again for being so open and talk about your life, about your struggles, and about your happiness as well. And I can see that you are in a good place right now. I can see that you are living your best life. Of course, not, you're not happy all the time. However, I can feel that you are in a good place. You are exploring, another career that brings you joy, brings you
Mhm.
some joys. And I think that's what life is about. It's about for us to be open and explore whatever you feel like without any judgments, and just enjoy life is just one, so you just need to enjoy
Yeah.
the most you can, as long as you're not hurting people or hurting yourself. I think that's what life is about. So thanks so much for taking the time and being so kind and accepting
Thank
the
you.
invitation. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I would say always keep it simple.
Mhm.
Keep it simple. Less is more. Just be happy with the little things because you don't know when if they're ever gonna come back again.
Amazing. Muitas gracias.
De nada. Muchas gracias también.
Thanks so much, okay, Andy? And
Mhm.
keep in touch. It was a pleasure to connect with you, okay?
Sure.
Have a lovely day. Take care,
Thank
okay?
you. Bye.
Bye bye. Ciao, ciao. Take
Bye.
care. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.